One of the important aspects of transporting cargo on ships is to prevent any kind of damage to the cargo. It is important to take proper care of the cargo on board ship to avoid loss of property and avert cargo claims. Damage to cargo can happen because of several reasons such as accident, flooding, rainwater, etc. Of all the reason, moisture is one of the most common causes of cargo damage and source of significant cargo claims.
Good day, I'm Padilla Humphrey, and I'm gonna add some few informations about what Mr. Tarcasido explained the importance of having a ventilation on board the ship. So, in order to prevent damage of cargo because of moisture, ships are fitted with natural forced ventilation systems. Moisture responsible for cargo damage is also called sweat. On ships, sweat is mainly two types. So we have two types of sweat in our ship. We have a cargo sweat and vessel sweat. Cargo sweat refers to the condensation that occurs on the exposed surface of the cargo as a result of warm, moist air introduced the hold containing substantially colder cargo. This type of the sweat generally occurs when the vessel is traveling from colder to warmer place and to the outside air dew point above the temperature.
Good day, I am Michipan Malonzo and I will be discussing how condensation occurs in ship sweats and cargo sweats. Sweats on ships are the moistures responsible for the damage of cargo. Cargo sweat is the condition that occurs on the exposed surface of the cargo as a result of warm and moist air introduced into holds containing substantially colder cargo. This happens when a vessel travels from a colder to a warmer place where the outside air's dew point is higher than the temperature of the cargo. Vessel sweat, on the other hand, is a condensation that occurs on the surface of the vessel when the air inside hold is made moist and warm by the cargo. When the cargo comes in contact with the surface of the vessel as the vessel moves from a hot to a colder region.
I am Midshipman John Jacob Arzabala. High moisture content cargo. Cargoes in the high moisture content category are usually hygroscopic. So, that is, they can absorb or release moisture into their immediate surrounding atmosphere, depending on the moisture content of the cargo and the concentration of moisture in the immediate surrounding atmosphere. Thus, the relative humidity and also the temperature of the atmosphere in a hold containing this cargo is principally controlled by the moisture content and temperature of the cargo as loaded.
Hi, I am Jerome M. Soriano of MTNM4B2, and I will be going to discuss about the dew point rule. So what is dew point rule? So dew point rule is probably the most common rule followed to ensure the ventilation practice on board the ship. The first rule is the ventilate if the dew point of the air inside the hold is higher than the dew point of the air outside the cargo hold. Second is do not ventilate if the dew point of the air inside the hold is lower than the dew point of the air outside the hold. Prior to entering the cargo hold, due regard needs to be given to cargoes that are liable to oxidize. It is cause the oxygen depletion inside the hold or to emit toxic gases. In such a case, any entry, if necessary, should be done in accordance with enclosed space guidelines. After proper ventilation, gas checks, and with proper PPE. The 3-degree rule. In many instances, it is impractical to measure hold dew point temperatures accurately at all. So, in such cases, ventilation requirements may be estimated by comparing the average cargo temperature at the time of loading with the outside air temperature. So, this should be done several times a day. Here are the guidelines in 3-degree rule. First is ventilate if the dry bulb temperature of the outside air is at least 3 degrees Celsius cooler than the average cargo temperature at the time of loading. Second, do not ventilate if the dry bulb temperature of the outside air is less than 3 degrees Celsius cooler than the average cargo temperature at the time of loading, or warmer. This rule avoids needs to take reading in the hold after the voyage has commenced and relies on the fact that the temperature of the cargo must, except the boundaries, only slowly changes during a voyage. In order to apply this rule, it is necessary for the ship's crew to take a number of cargo hold readings during the loading operation. So, handheld infrared thermometers are ideal for this task. If ventilation can and has to be carried out, it should continue to take place not only in daytime, but importantly also at night. Generally, on a voyage from cold to warm regions, no ventilation is required. Surface ventilation is required.
Ventilation of hygroscopic cargoes, non-hygroscopic solid cargoes, however, these cargoes are very likely to be damaged by cargo sweating. If proper ventilation procedures are not followed, moisture damage is likely. Any shipper's instruction should be complied with, and the following factors considered for ship sweat to occur. The dew point in the cargo hold must exceed the temperature of the ship's structure to eliminate ship sweat. The cargo should be ventilated if the vessel is moving from a warm to a cold climate. Cargoes can be hygroscopic, mainly agricultural products containing natural moisture. They may retain, absorb, or release water vapor, and excessive amounts of inherent moisture may lead to significant heating and moisture migration within the cargo, resulting in caking, mildew, or rot. Examples of hygroscopic products include grain, rice, flour, sugar, cotton, tobacco, cocoa, coffee, and tea. That's all. Thank you.
I am Midshipman Razal El Salazar. For this video, I will be discussing what is non-hygroscopic cargoes. Non-hygroscopic cargoes contain no moisture. Example is steel. Non-hygroscopic cargo may be wet before shipment because they have been affected after by rain. Before loading, it is better to avoid shipment of wet cargo rather than face the difficult risk of deciding whether or not to ventilate.